Hello, children. Do you remember the story of how God created the world that we saw earlier? In that story, we also learned that God created the first man named Adam. Today, we are going to hear what happened after that and how Adam and Eve lived in the beautiful garden God made for them. Alright, so God placed Adam in a beautiful garden called the Garden of Eden. The garden was full of wonderful trees, delicious fruits, and many lovely animals. Everything God made was good and perfect. God saw that Adam should not live alone, so God made a woman named Eve. Now Adam and Eve lived together in the beautiful garden that God had made for them. God gave them only one command to follow. God said, "You may eat fruit from every tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil." One day, a serpent came and spoke to Eve. The serpent said, "Did God really say you not to eat this fruit?" The serpent was trying to trick Eve. Eve looked at the fruit. It looked very good and tasty. So she took the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to Adam, and he also ate it. They had disobeyed God. Right away, Adam and Eve felt afraid. They realized they had done something wrong, so they tried to hide from God in the garden. But God knew everything. Even though Adam and Eve have sinned, God still loved them. And God promised that one day He would send a Savior to save the world. You know, kids, this story teaches us something very important about our hearts and our choices. Sometimes we know what is right, but we are still tempted to do what is wrong. The serpent tempted Eve, and Adam and Eve chose to disobey God. Because of that choice, sin entered the world. But this story is not only about obedience, it's also about God's great love. Even when Adam and Eve made a mistake, God did not stop loving them. But instead, He cared for them and even promised that one day He would send a Savior to save people from sin. And many years later, God honored that promise by sending Jesus into the world. And that reminds us that God always keeps His promises and always loves us. Thank you for listening to the story. See you again in another Bible story. Bye.